shut it up, shut it up. I'll give it to you, no interruption. And you're home, oh, on the phone, all alone, I'll give it to you, no interruption. In your house, oh, on the couch, name the time and the place and the function. I'll give it to you, no interruption. Talking money, I don't really give a F, man. I got power like a motherfucking X-Man, married to the game, but and I will show you that I wear the crown. I thought I told you that you can't keep me down.
Most of these great ideas disappear in what we call a funding gap, because there really is no dedicated public funding to move these great ideas from the laboratory into real medicines for people that really work for people. And so Soundaffects is changing that.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we are here at the after party for Malan, Breton. And I'm here with this very wonderful lady who is part of a very important charitable organization. And she's going to introduce herself to the camera.
I'm Mona Jhaveri.
Mona, tell my audience about this organization, this party, this charity event. It's also Malan's after party, but it's for a very worthy cause. Tell my audience what it's all about.
Right. So Soundaffects is a charitable organization. We're a new organization. And the way we distinguish ourselves is we're fighting this war on cancer differently. We want to transform how the war on cancer is fought and financed. And we're focusing on an area, not research, but what happens when research creates discoveries, cures, breakthroughs. And the public doesn't necessarily understand whether or not they actually make it to people to help them. And so we're focused on that area to translate new breakthroughs and discoveries into real medicines for people, which is where we see as the breakdown in our war.
Well, you struck a chord with me because I just suffered from breast cancer. I had stage 1 breast cancer, but because my angio score was so high, I had to have the chemotherapy. Tell my audience how you got involved in this organization.
Right. I'm a cancer researcher by training. I trained at the National Cancer Institute for years.
Wow.
And I found, I worked on a novel treatment for ovarian cancer. And I began a company and I tried to develop it for people to eventually have. And I realized the struggles and the pitfalls in taking a discovery from the lab and trying to advance it to something in the clinic.
Tell my audience, what do you think? Why do you think we're getting this disease? Why do people get cancer? Do you have a theory about that?
I don't think we have a solid theory as why, but there are
it's genetic? Do you think it's environmental? Do you think it's both?
I think it's many things, and I don't think we've pinpointed if it's one thing is the most, but one thing for sure is we are an aging society. We are a society that lives longer, and by definition, the longer you live, the more chance you will get cancer.
Yes, I see that. Now, my mother and my grandmother was diagnosed with breast cancer when she was 80 years old.
Wow.
And then they removed the breast, and then they removed it 10 years later when she was 90 on the other side. My mother was like 70, and then again at 80. But I think do you understand?
Right. So, so it can, part of it can be genetic, but most cancers are not. Most cancers, we have no idea. And also, rare cancers are becoming more prevalent. We're seeing them more in younger people. It's not clear what it is.
Is it the technology?
Possibly, could be environmental, that we haven't really figured out or tested, nor do we put the resources as a nation to do so.
Tell my audience where we can go to find out more information. what is the website?
The website is soundaffects.org, and it's sound effects, not effects.
Sound
Affects. So sound, S-O-U-N-D, and then effects, AFFECTS.org.
Now, how did you hook up with Malan?
Oh, I met Malan through circles, basically, and we connected because he cares about this disease and wanted to be supportive. And for me, he's just a guiding star. I mean, he just.
Thank you so much for that wonderful interview. Thank you so much for talking.
I hope that you guys will find it in your hearts and your pockets to help this organization and enjoy the evening and enjoy the musicians and everyone that's here and have a lovely time.
I want to ask you, how did you connect with this young lady?
Mona. I actually met Mona through my publicist has been that dealt with the fashion show this season, Heather, and she introduced the two of us, and we decided to do this event together.
Spectacular. So, Sonja, tell my audience why you are a big supporter of this organization.
Of the organization? Well, firstly, I'm a supporter of Malan. I love his collection. I love his friendship. And when he sent me an invitation, connected with the charity, I thought, isn't that lovely of him? Really wonderful.
Thank you.
Malan, tell my audience where we could go to find out more information about this organization.
If you go to soundaffects.org, it's sound, SOUNDAFFECTS.org.
Beautiful. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank you for coming, Cognac. Cheers.
I like the dress. Looks good. We'll be back in a moment, darlings. More interviews right here at New York Fashion Week. Keep watching. Peace, champagne kisses.
This has been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.